Sherpa, connecting people at work.
Not very IT minded, and so I always am sort of mesmerised by the power of something, because you can't quite believe that you've done something one way for so long and that then you could do it a much quicker and easier way. We might need to let everyone know that we're going to have a sale the next day. Those were the sorts of things that were really hard for us to communicate, because you could tell probably each of the store managers, but then they were left with the, oh God, well, how am I going to tell everyone? And they would probably be SMSing all of their team. And now we can actually have a really good, consistent message across the business that doesn't get misinterpreted all the time. When you have a workforce of people that you want to behave in a certain way, they make choices if you don't give them a framework of how to do something. So it does definitely affect your sales. The whole sort of HR piece was our motivation, but then we realised that there were many other benefits that came with it, which actually probably from a communication point of view I was more excited about than the HR. I think the way I describe it is communication and information. That's what I was looking for, something that could do that. And then that, coupled with the ability to really manage our payroll more effectively, was just like gold. And I remember saying to Ron and Jonathan, why did you not come along in my career sooner? Because it literally has, just enabled things that you just do because you think that's the only way of doing them, and you just stop having to do the stuff that is just mundane. In fact, my team would spend pretty much all day on a Monday. I had two really senior people spent on just approving summaries of rosters, really, because it's such a crucial part of the business. So for me, when we started using Sherpa, those two people actually had another full day a week to spend with their teams in store. So instead of just doing something just boring and unnecessary, it literally freed me up 16 hours of senior, intellectual knowledge and power to actually drive sales. From my point of view, I'll be sitting thinking about what it is that I want to have happen and what might be the inhibitors or the restrictions behind that retail experience. But getting, your everyday casual who's perhaps only working 10 hours a week to really engage to that message, understand it, and then change their behaviour is the constant challenge in retail, because you have a workforce of transient people who come and go. Because retail actually is quite old school. There are a lot of people still filling out forms and sending off faxes, and I think often because a store is quite isolated in the sense that it's not necessarily connected to, a large office, they tend to, they're a little world all of their own, really. And I think sometimes you just do things, it's like definition of madness, isn't it? This place, being Sherpa, this virtual place helps us build a stronger community, because you can communicate either way. It makes a really big difference. And, just the speed and the streamlining, being able to get a clear message across to everyone in the business, like within minutes. I still can't really believe we have that. It's amazing.